Good morning, class. Today we are going to start our next chapter, that is the Earth's major landform. So, first of all, what is Earth? You can see that Earth is made up of rocks and soil. Then, 71% is covered with water. Okay. Then, 29% is having a landmass, which is over water. Okay. Then in this chapter we will discuss about the landforms. So landforms are, you can say, are of three types. First one, mountains. Second is plateaus. Then third one is plains. We will discuss each one of them in details. So now, what are landforms? Landform, you can say that, as we know that our earth, or you can say the surface of the earth, is not the same everywhere. Some areas are on a high level, some are flat surface, some are having a rugged surface. Or you can say that depending upon elevation and slopes, land has been divided into three parts. First one is mountain, second is plateaus, and third one is plain. So how landforms are formed? First of all, landforms are formed by processes acting deep under the earth surface. Whenever they are processing under the earth surface, they are known as endogenous. Okay, next is exogenous. So the one, or you can say the process which is acting on or near the earth surface, that is known as exogenous. Next is, or you can say that endogenous, you can say when the plate movement is there, is known as endogenous. Or in exogenous, when some action of plants, or you can say animals or people, used to do some action, and because of that our you can say rocks crack and break, or you can say wind, water and moving ice, that also break up these rocks. Okay, so that is known as exogenous. Now what are mountains? Mountains you can learn in this way. Mountains are this. Okay, so they are having a peak. Okay, so they are having a peak, and this pointed top is known as peak. And if they are in continuous, if they are in a chain, they are in a chain, so it is known as range. Okay, so you have to learn this, what are mountains, then if they are in chain, then it is known as range. You can say that you have to learn the examples of mountains also. It is given in your book here, this one. The Himalayas in the Asia, the Alps in Europe, the Andes in South America, and the last one you have to learn this one. The height also you have to learn. Mount Everest is the highest, you can say, world's highest peak, and the height of this is 8,848 meter above sea level. Okay, so you have to learn this one. Then a small mountain, if there is a small mountain, then it is known as hill. And hills generally have rounded tops, means they are not having a pointed peak, they are not like this. Okay, they are a little bit like this. Now there are different types of mountains. First one is fold mountain, second is block mountain, and the third one is volcanic mountain. We will discuss this one. Now fold mountains. Fold mountains, you can say that they are formed when a part of the earth's surface is pushed up. Okay, so when they are pushing up to form wrinkles, it is known as fold mountain. Okay, so there are, you can say, two types of fold mountains. First one is anticline and second one is syncline. I'll show you that also. Okay, now we are going to discuss what are anticlines and synclines. From this image it is very clear that they are forming a, you can say, peak. Anticlines are forming a peak, they are in round shape. Okay, and the second one, this is synclines, so they are curving downward and they are forming a, you can say, valleys because they are curving downward. Okay, and the examples, you can say, the Himalayas, the Alps, the Rockies, and the Andes, they are all the examples of fold mountains. Now we are going to start the young and the old fold mountains. What are the young and old fold mountains? I hope from this image everything is clear, or you can say the difference is clear between anticlines and synclines. So young fold mountains, you can say, or they are having a pointed peak and they are generally high, and the old mountains, they are usually lower in size, and they are less rugged. Or the examples, you can say, the Himalayas, the Alps, the Rockies, and the Andes, they are the examples of young fold mountains. Then the Appalachians of the USA, Urals of Asia, Russia, and the Aravalli Hills of India, they are the examples of old fold mountains. Now, what are block mountains? So, first of all, you will learn that the cracking of the Earth's crust is called faulting. Okay, so you have to learn this. The cracking of the Earth's crust is called faulting. Okay, then the raised chunk is called a block mountain. Okay, so the raised chunk means, you can say, whenever they are raised, so they are known as block mountain, and it is given in your book also on page number 12. Picture is given, figure 2.4. So block mountains can be formed in two ways. First of all, when the earth is pulled up, the cracks may appear, and the cracks can be in this form. It is given here in your book also. It can be sink, or you can say the portion can get sink. Okay, so sunken portion, you can say, is known as rift valley. Then when the earth is pushing, so the cracking is appearing, and the crack can become in the form of block mountain. Okay, so you have to learn there are two types of cracks. It can be in the form of sunken portion, or it can be in the form of, you can say, raised chunk. So if it is in the sunken portion, then it is known as rift valley, and if the blocks are rising, then it is known as block mountains. And the examples are the Vosges and the Black Forest, they are the examples of block mountains. Next is volcanic mountain. So we know about the volcanic mountain that below the solid surface layer there is a layer of hot and molten rock. So whenever there is an opening in the layer, then you can say that the volcanic eruption comes out, and when they come out it cools and harden. So sometimes you can say it piles up around the opening and gradually form a mountain. So such a mountain is known as volcanic mountain, or you can say simply a volcano. So the Fujiyama in Japan and Kilimanjaro in Tanzania and Mount Etna in Sicily, they are the examples of volcanoes. Next is importance of mountains. So as we know that our whenever there is an area, like you can say mountain area, it is usually very cold, and you cannot grow crops there because you can say there is a soil is not very much fertile because water is not available there, and for building houses and roads they are very difficult. So you can say that mountains are not such an ideal place for the people to live in, because people always want to live in such places where they can get all the facilities, and here people face a trouble while living in such an area. So Next is that the you can get the one advantage from there, that you can produce hydroelectricity. So how can you produce hydroelectricity? As rivers are coming down or they are running down the steep slopes, and from that you can produce the electricity. So because you are producing from water, so that's why it is known as hydroelectricity. And beside, you can say mountain slopes often have forest, so they give us wood and many other useful things. So you can produce so many things like furniture from the wood, or you can say that there are so many things which you can produce from wood. Then tourists used to visit. Why tourists used to visit? Because they usually see very you can say they enjoy scenic beauty, and they usually take part in adventurous sports like skiing, mountaineering, and water rafting. So in the next video we will discuss about the plateaus and types of plateaus, what are the importance of plateaus.